All right, guys, welcome back to East Vineland. It's September. We just recently got, if we go in here and look at harvestable income, you will see here that we just got $68,000 in harvestable income. So I didn't harvest anything. That's actually, I sold our seed because we had 99,000 liters of seed, and I thought that was a little excessive for what we need. So I went and sold it just to get some income coming in. We got pretty low. I'll show you why. We made a pretty big major purchase. Right now, I accepted this baling contract. I know, another baling contract. But this job and the one that's just up there by the pine trees is the other two big grass field in the neighborhood that we tend to work on. Now, the only issue that I have when we accepted this contract is that the owner's windrower didn't come with the contract because it was being used. So we're going to have to go ahead and lease one of those ourselves. But they did give us this, which this in itself is a little bit excessive. It's a little large for what we need it for, but it will get the job done a lot faster. So yeah, I gotta do this job. I've also accepted a job right down the street there. It's just a cultivating job. We got our own cultivator, so I went in and got that. It's about a $10,000 job. So we got the tractor and the cultivator already, so I didn't need to lease any machinery. But yeah, I saw. So we sold some product, and we sold most of the existing, or the clone pots that we produced, and I got those out of the yard and made some good money on that. And then we also sold some of our fertilizer that we made, and both fields are now grass, so those are growing. And we also had, I think last month, we had some silage that we sold that was sitting around. We also had 2 baling projects that we did. So that alone helped us get our purchase. I made a purchase that costed us about $305,000 when it was all said and done. And we needed it because our fields are starting to get a little bit bigger, and we talked about this before about getting a larger tractor so that we can get a larger cultivator, a larger plow. I'm not too worried about the seeders. It's just more of the prepping, the field prepping that I'm worried about. It just takes a little bit. The fields, as they get larger, it's kind of non-productive to have, you know, like a 3-meter plow or a 5-meter plow. I mean, 5 meters pretty good. I think that's what our cultivator is 5 meter. I'm good with that. We could go a little bit bigger than that though. So, but some of this other stuff that we've been doing, like the grass projects and stuff, these the bigger the machines get, of course, the more horsepower you're going to need. I thought that was a collectible sitting right there. It's just a little flower. So yeah, we're going to try to improve on our product, at least, I mean, our equipment, and then we're going to go after some of these farmlands. Now, there was an auction for a farmland, but it was a farmland. It was actually a property that had a house on it that didn't have any farmland, and it sold for, I think, 80 grand. I didn't try to bid on it because it didn't really have any use for it. If we tore the house down, I mean, it was literally about the size. It was smaller than that little property right there on the corner. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this baling. This is just a job for hay, so we're just tossing it right now, and then we'll bale it. But yeah, the windrower is missing, so I'll have to go grab that so we can get this all in a nice straight line. It'd be nice to choose my own, because I really haven't got a chance to pick the one that I would like to use. I'm always using the one that they provide us, and it's usually the ones that put the grass in piles that are a little bit larger than what we can handle, which I think we've talked about. So I don't get a chance to pick up like 100% of the grass. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get this done. And then when we come back, I'll show you the new tractor that we got. It's a class tractor. It's really beefy. It'll help us out. I could have got one that was a little bit bigger, but we can always upgrade later. It can handle up to 320 horsepower. So I don't have anything in my sights that will require more than that power. I think the most or the biggest machine that I have my eye on right now is like 310, but even at that, I think we'll be fine. So let me get this field done. I'll bring it back when it's done. You guys have seen plenty enough baling jobs. You've probably seen this field probably 2 or 3 times. And then we'll go over to the yard and I'll show you what's going on over there. And we're getting really close to, I think it is September. We got one more facility that we need to get under construction. And I think that once we get a few more of our other production plants running a little bit longer, we'll go ahead and get the last. It's basically the distribution warehouse is what we're going to be building. So once we get that built, we're going to be off to the races with our product. Everything is self-contained. We don't need to worry about anything else other than at least providing fuel. We need to provide fuel for one of the manufacturing facilities, and we got to have at least one field that we can have some kind of a grain. And the way that I'm going to deal with that is we'll just look for harvesting contracts that have wheat or barley. Or I'm sorry, wheat or yeah, probably wheat and barley. I think that's the two. Or wheat and oats. I'm sorry, wheat and oats will turn into seed, and then everything else produces itself. I mean, it requires water. And that's about it. It's just a slow process on some of them. So, but yeah, we'll go over to the field. I'll show you that. And then we'll talk about some other things. Be right back. All right, we got that job done. Let's see. I got this trailer connected to this, I think. Yeah, let go of it. Okay. We got it done. I'm back at the yard. And I'll show you. I went ahead and we got the pad set for the new building. It's going to sit right here. We got all the footers are poured. We got the gravel in. It's just a little slab storage building. Get the little temporary drive put in. So we'll get our building set probably next month, I'm guessing. But I do want to go around here and grab our trailer. It's got the silage on it. We made 69,000 on the bale job, and then we had about 14 extra bales. So pretty nice payoff on that job. Didn't take too long. Let's get this. We'll take this over to the BGA. That's not which way I wanted to look. Yeah, we'll take this over to the BGA. I think, like I said, our next big purchase, I'd like to be land. The only other purchase that I might be interested in is a mid-size harvester, so that we can start doing these harvesting jobs ourselves. But yeah, I'm more inclined to go with land, and I think our number one priority would be land, and then our second priority would be a larger planter. And once we start getting land going, we might actually look into what my original idea was for East Vineland moving here. I was wanting to actually get into the cattle business, and not even for the dairy part of it, just to raise as many cattle as possible and just have a gigantic cattle farm. So we'll have to see if that's going to be a possibility or not. It's just so expensive here in New Jersey. Actually, you know what? Let's make one more turn here, and let's park a little bit further away from the place. There we go. And then let's back up, and then we will set these down right about there. Nope. Let's do this again. Right about there. And then they all should go in. So $101,000 in bales. And that's all from our properties. So our grass properties will get us, actually, you know what? That's just from one of our properties. Because if you remember, we only had one grass property and we had one wheat property. Now they're both grass. So that's an amazing product to harvest. So we have 320,000. We'll have another 10,000 coming in for, what is that? Oh, it's our mailbox. I'll set this back here. I didn't see that. You know what's funny is we used to have a wooden mailbox, and I kept knocking over, and so I bought one of those stone mailboxes, and I guess I knocked it over too, so I didn't even notice that. I didn't even hear it hit the truck. Didn't even hear it hit the truck. So let's pull in here. I'm leasing that baler. I'm actually leasing this trailer as well. I'm just going to park this trailer right here. Pull one around here. Let's go drive out. I'll show you. I got a friend out harvesting or cultivating the lot over here, and I'll show you our new class tractor that we bought. The business is working working well. We got 2 employees that work pretty much full time. We don't have a lot of the major product that we're getting ready to put online, not until the production plant's built. But right now we're just doing like the small stuff. The scented oils, stuff like that. Nothing too big, but we'll have some of the medical stuff ready here in probably a month or 2. And then some of the larger ticketed items after that. So yeah, that's our tractor right there. I'm just gonna park right here. This is a access drive. Right, let's get out. I'll walk you over the tractor and see if we can jump in. So yeah, this is our new tractor. This is the Class tractor. It's got a lot of digital displays on the inside. Super nice tractor, super beefy. It pulls the cultivator back there pretty nice. Don't have any issues. This field though has got a lot of rocks. It'd be nice if we could collect all these rocks, but we can't. We're not allowed. Wasn't part of the project. So yeah, it's got a little buddy seat here beside us, and just hauls along. It's a really nice tractor. Like I said, it cost us about 300. I think it was like 302 or something like that. Once we did a couple of the modifications to it, but we did use our old McCormick as a trade-in. We ended up getting like 81,000 for it. So we didn't necessarily pay a full price for this, but it was a good purchase. I'll jump out and let the worker jump back in. That's him right there. So it's the Class Axion 930. We did go with the weighted wheels, and he is off. So I wanted to show you that. So I tell you what, I'm gonna let this guy do his job. We're going to sit down and look at our money and see what our next big purchase could be, or what we need for, because we're going into late fall. So actually we just started fall, didn't we? So we're going through the fall season. We got a couple things that we could plant if we wanted to, but we need land. I need to wash my truck, that's for sure. But yeah, we'll sit down and we'll meet you back at the office. All right, guys, I wanted to bring it back real quick. I was out here, I'm out standing in my field. But anyways, I was out here looking at the fields, which ones we might be interested in. So this one's 8.8 acres. It's about 400 grand for this. It goes almost up to the street. This one over here is kind of out of the way. I'd like to have one that's at least connected to us for right now. And I also wanted to show you guys, I saw out here in the field, right here, there's a little collectible somebody left out here in the middle of the field. We'll go ahead and collect that. There we go. 9 more to find. All right. So, and then the other option would be, so I don't know if I told you guys or not, but we paid off 100,000 of our loan. So we only have a $100,000 loan right now. And this property here that's on the other side of the shrubs, right here, this field goes, it's actually 2 fields. There's a field that goes from here to the tree, and there's a one that goes from the tree all the way down to the end of the road. And they're both planted with soybeans. Now this is 11 acres here, and then I'm pretty sure that it includes all the, I think this is both 11 acres total. But this is all soybeans, and then if you do the calculation, this should be somewhere around $120,000 worth of soybeans when harvested. Now, they are 1 to 2 days away from getting ready. This property is worth $590,000. So we would need to take out nearly $300,000 loan. Here's the thing I'm looking at, and I talked to our accountant. Let's say we do get 120 out of that. Our grass field over here is ready tomorrow. So that is another 100,000. So that's, you know, we're getting money, and then the field beside it will be ready right before December. And so we will basically have the money that we lent or borrowed from the bank back. So we could pay off that debt back pretty fast. So I'm thinking that's what we want to do. And I know I don't like taking out loans, but we're getting to a point where we need to expand outside of what we have going on here. This has been a lot of infrastructure costs, So we still got this building here. It's scheduled to be built next month, so this will be up and running. We decided to put it here. That way it's right next to the shop, so we don't have a lot of transportation costs. So yeah, it'll be good here. We do have to plant quite a bit of shrubs or trees across the front here because of privacy issues, so we will do that. That will also allow us to keep more farmland on our farm, so we don't have to keep expanding back. I'm okay with expanding out this way next to the road. We still have, you know, a little bit of property that's here. We still have this little section here, but I think I'm just going to keep this as a little parking lot for the employees. And then we can also always look at, so we got Hammond's property across the street as well, which he wants us to build him a house. Still working out negotiations on how we're going to deal with the land. It might be something where instead of him paying me to build the house, he'll just give me the lot and the house here, and that'll be, we'll kind of call it even. This is about 130,000. Our profit and overhead on a new home would be roughly about the same thing with the size house he wants to build. So we might get that property right there for free. Well, it's not free. It's free on paper. It'd be a wash on paper. So yeah, let me get some stuff handled here. We'll see if the bank approves us. We shouldn't have any issues, and hopefully we'll get this field over here. But if not, we'll talk about some other options. All right, guys, it's October. The bank did allow us to purchase this property next door to us. We went ahead and borrowed $450,000. Actually, we borrowed $450,000. So we do have this field here is available to us. You can kind of see the pods are pretty dry. They're on the top. We still got a little bit of green at the bottom, but I think we're going to go ahead and get the harvester and harvest these up and get them sold on the market. And then I'm not quite sure what we're going to do with this field, but our grass fields are done. At least that one right there is. We'll be able to cut this and that. And then over here on the other side, we should be pretty close. I think we got one more growth stage, so we might wait till November to cut. Once we get to December, we can't cut grass, or the grass doesn't grow anymore. So this has got one more stage. So I'd prefer to cut all this at the same time. Here is the new facility. So it is built. This is the packaging plant. So it'll sit here. Per the zoning committee, we did plant trees in front of it, so the trees are planted. We did change a little bit of our landscaping around, added a little bit more of the flowers to the fence row, and so yes, it's nice and secluded in here. But the good thing is you can drive all the way through the facility, and this is basically what's inside of it. So everything gets processed in here. So we drop off all the products that we are making, specifically the dried product that comes in here, and then it gets processed, and we'll just walk it right over into those doors. So this is going to be a fantastic opportunity for us. We can go ahead, I can show you here what we'll be able to make. So with the dried cannabis, and we just need some fuel to run the place. It's going to make 3 different items here. So we can look through here and see which one we would like to make, but this is basically what the outputs are. And you can see these are the recipes. So that's 1 for 1. This is 1 for 4. This is 1 for 5. You can see that the cycles per month are a little bit different. So it's not going to produce, this is only, that's right at 1,000 per month. That is 1,000 per month, and that's probably close, that's 600 per month. So it's up to us what we want to build or make right now, but these will be our 3 things that will go into the store. And we just got to get the trimmed in there, and the trimmed is actually right here. So if we go ahead and set this here, change it to the distributing, we can go ahead and get that sent over to here, and that'll get sent in here. We just need to fill this up with some gas, and I'll call the tanker. But I think that's all I'm going to do today, guys. It's early. I'm going to go ahead and get a harvester. We're going to get this soybean harvested. I think when I bring you back, it's probably going to be winter time. We'll have that field completely harvested. I'll show you how much we get from it, and then make sure it was a good investment. We'll have all our grass mowed and baled. I'm excited for that, knowing that we just made $100,000 just off of this one field. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm not going to be taking any more contracts. We're going to be pretty busy. I'm also going to go through and cut down all these shrubs. I don't want these shrubs, and I'm probably going to get rid of that tree and join these 2 properties together, and then ultimately join our property with that property. And then our outlook is to go ahead and get this property and start moving our way down the road. So yeah, guys, make sure you click the like button, hit the subscribe button. I will see you in the wintertime. Hope you guys have a great day.